You won't believe what happened to my monster project. I spent hours building this giant foam face, and then it all went wrong. Everything started falling apart. And yeah, I completely lost it. I ripped the whole thing down and threw it off the scaffolding. But that failure taught me everything I needed to know. So I started over, from scratch. And this time, it worked. Today, I'll show you how I built this giant monster facade, so you don't make the same mistakes I did. Let's go first. You need something the spray foam can stick to. I'm using chicken wire and wooden pallets as a base. If you spray directly on the pallets, it'll just slide off. The surface is too smooth. The foam will sag or drip everywhere, so make sure your frame has some grip. Once the chicken wire is attached, it already looks amazing. A strong, detailed structure, ready for the foam. That's what gives your monster its bones. I tested both types of spray foam from Biltema, the regular and the frostproof version. They both work great, but the frostproof type is just a little smoother and easier to shape evenly. I also tried using a spray foam gun, but for sculpture work, don't waste your money. A regular can works perfectly. Before you start, shake the can really well and always spray with the can upside down. It's not like paint, it works differently. When you spray it on, don't worry if it looks messy. That's normal. Just get the shape on there first. We'll fix the details later. Now for the fun part, shaping. After spraying, give the foam a light mist of water that activates it, helps it cure evenly, and makes it much easier to sculpt. Then wait about 5 to 7 minutes. If it's still sticky, don't touch it yet. Be patient. When it's firm on the outside but soft underneath, that's your sweet spot. That's when the magic happens. I tested a bunch of different gloves, and after a lot of trial and error, I found 2 that work best for shaping spray foam. The first pair, Snickers Precision Flex Light Gloves. They're super flexible, thin, and hold just the right amount of moisture. Perfect for soft, controlled shaping. The second, First Touch Montage Gloves. They've got a nitrile foam coating that holds water perfectly, and when they're damp, the foam doesn't stick at all. You can slide your hands across it and shape smooth, clean curves exactly how you want them. Keep misting the foam as you work, and keep your hands or gloves wet the whole time. That's how you get those organic, lifelike shapes. That's when your monster starts to breathe. And hey, remember, spray foam is toxic. Always work outside or somewhere with good airflow. Don't go too big all at once. If you try to build one huge monster head, the foam will harden before you can control it. It's way better to work in smaller sections. Trust me, I learned that the hard way. By the time I finished this new version, I couldn't believe how real it looked. The shape, the shadows, the attitude. It's not just foam anymore. It's a living, breathing creature. It's crazy how failure can turn into your best teacher. The first monster died, but this one came back to life. And hey, if you want to see the full transformation, from total disaster to the final beast, watch the complete build video. It's right here on my channel. You'll see every moment, every fail, every fix, every secret trick that made this monster come alive. Don't miss it. Click it before the monster does. See you there.